What's going on, everyone? So, at least at the time of recording this video, still no Damian Lillard trade, but the consensus really seems to be that things are starting to heat up, things are starting to pick up, there's all these conversations going on, and it's looking more and more likely that whatever the outcome with Damian Lillard is, whether he goes to the Heat or he goes to another team, that it's going to be a multi-team deal, that it's not going to be just a straightforward Heat Blazers trade, or Utah is another name that's thrown out there. It's not the Raptors, things like that. It's not going to very likely be a 1-for-1 type trade. It's going to be involving multiple teams. And Woj even talked about yesterday how the Heat aren't really in conversations right now. And I had some people in the comment section that were like, well, Miami's not talking to Portland about Dame. Like, there's no conversation anymore. And it's like, because they're working on everything else behind the scenes, right? Again, like, Miami's assets aren't going to change, right? So now it's finding out, what pieces do we want? Oh, the Phoenix Suns want Nurk. Okay, well, we would like DeAndre Ayton. So can we work something out there? What are they looking for in return? And, oh, Utah, they're interested. Chicago, they're interested. You have all these teams that are coming out of the woodworks that want to get involved, not necessarily for Damian Lillard, but for various pieces. And now it's Portland having these conversations of, okay, well, what can we get from these teams? What can we get that we like from these teams? Because ultimately, the Miami Heat, they're just getting Dame. They might luck out and get another piece or two here and there, but for the most part, their prize is Damian Lillard. So you know what is going to likely be compensation for the Miami Heat? It's everything else. Because now Portland, let's say, the Phoenix Suns get involved, and let's say the Toronto Raptors get involved, and let's say, the Utah Jazz get involved, and you have several teams. Well, now it's, okay, these teams are involved, Miami. What pieces are you going to give up, and how are we going to configure this? Miami would be the last team you'd talk to, because you'd want to figure out, what pieces am I getting from the Phoenix Suns? Okay, we're going to get Ayton, right? Okay, well, we don't really want Tyler Hero, so maybe Tyler Hero's going to Utah. Okay, great. Now, we don't want Jovic and Jacquez. Like, let's go send them. Oh, but this team over here is interested in them, right? Like, and you start putting the pieces to the puzzle, and then Miami just kind of comes in and fills in the blanks. Okay, well, the only way we can make the money work is Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, and Duncan Robinson need to go here, 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 and here, right? That's what this ultimately is going to boil down to, is where do the other pieces fall in line? Based on the reports, and here's one of them from Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports, that reported that Utah Jazz, Chicago Bulls, Charlotte Hornets, and the Brooklyn Nets are interested in acquiring Tyler Hero. So you're starting to see the teams that are emerging in the, we'll take Tyler Hero, right? It was also added, if Portland ultimately does business with Miami, the Jazz, as well as the Bulls, Hornets, and Nets, are considered a team interested in landing Tyler Hero from the Heat. And there are plenty of executives who would rather take Miami's best package if the Heat are so willing. That could include Hero, Jovic, to go with Jacquez and Caleb Martin and more. So you have several teams, which is what I'm getting at, right? So you know what the package is from Miami. You know what Miami is going to give up. You know that XYZ player is going to go to one team. They're going to go to several teams, right? Maybe one team is willing to, let's say Charlotte is willing to put the pieces out there or gives up some draft picks to get Tyler Hero, right? And maybe Utah's like, oh, I would love Jovic. And, maybe Phoenix is like, okay, well, we want Nurk and we would love Martin or something like that, right? And they go get Martin. Miami would just be the team kind of filling in the blanks. Miami gets Damian Lillard, and then whatever else needs to go out to make everybody else happy, that is how it's going to go, right? So Miami is basically locked in as far as it goes. Now, look, it is still very possible that a deal gets done without Miami. I'm not saying lock it in, Miami is a lock to get Damian Lillard. I still personally believe that Damian Lillard will end up with the Miami Heat, because based on the reports we are getting, it is sounding more and more like all these other teams, yes, are interested, of course, in Dame, but they're more looking at what can we get in this deal, right? Can we pick up some of the afterthought players that could make an impact on our roster, right? Like, there are teams that are looking at Tyler Hero and going, oh, he could be a great piece for us. But so could some of these young guys that Miami has. Maybe we can go and take a flyer on, a Jacquez or, Jovic or whomever, right? Maybe we can go and grab some of these pieces and they have some potential upside for us, right? And maybe we could throw into the pot a couple seconds, or maybe we throw in a first for a Tyler Hero, right? And it's like, who are we going to get that's better, for a late round first anyway, right? That is what this is appearing more and more likely to happen. That the Portland Trailblazers are just trying to figure out the other pieces that are going to be involved in this deal. And then Miami's kind of the plug and play, right? Miami's the one that, who wants who, right? They're the ones showing up to the party with the mixed bag of various items, right? And it's like, who wants Reese's? Who wants M&M's? Who wants, Twizzlers? Who wants, Tic Tacs? Like, whatever, right? Like, and everybody, all of the teams involved, whether it's just a 3-team deal, a 4-team deal, a 12-team deal, right? Whatever it turns out to be, each one of those people are going to say, okay, I want the Reese's, I want the M&M's, I want the Twizzlers, I want the mints, and that is how it's going to go as far as Miami goes, because all they need to do is just get out the players to equal Damian Lillard's salary and then bring him in, and there you go. They only care about getting Damian Lillard. Again, maybe they could get another piece or two, right? Like, maybe they could work something out and because they could use bodies, right? When it's all said and done, they lose something like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Jovic, Vasquez, and Caleb Martin. You're losing 5 players for essentially 1. They're probably going to want some of these other pieces, right? So maybe if Utah gets involved, can you get a Colin Sexton or something like that, right? In this deal where, maybe he's not the best in the world, but it would be it's just another body that could have an impact that you could bring off the bench, right? Or maybe they could get a Kelly Olynyk or something like that, where it's like, okay, Kelly Olynyk gives us just another body, another piece, another player that we could play, at the power forward or center position, whatever, right? They need bodies at that point, right? So Miami's going to be the afterthought piece. They're going to be the ones that are, here we go, we're the final piece to the puzzle. You got the puzzle laid out, you got all the pieces, and you're just getting ready to drop in that last piece to complete the puzzle. That's what Miami's going to be. And also, there's probably some negotiation amongst Miami with these other teams about Tyler Hero, right? You probably have Portland that is trying to figure out, Phoenix is now interested in giving up Ayton, and they want Nurk. Well, what else do we have to give up, right? Okay, well, now Charlotte is that. Is there anybody on Charlotte that we think might be interesting? Can we get a Miles Bridges, right? Maybe we can end up with a package of Ayton, Bridges, and whatever else, right? And now you have this other play. It's all just working out the ins and outs and tweaking together the best package, right? Again, Ayton and Phoenix appear to be done, right? This is now, again, the Phoenix Suns are looking to trade him, looking to unload him, right? And they are really interested in Nurk. I mean, there's even reports that Phoenix might do that deal even if they're not a part of the Dame trade, right? That they may look to potentially go and acquire Nurk and something else, some other piece. So what if that other piece is something that is a part of the deal from one of these other teams? Right? What if you go and get, and let's say Phoenix is just throwing names out there, right? Just names that pop into my head. We'll see what the final deal looks like when it's done. But just names that pop into my head, right? What if they're like, oh, we want, a Gordon Hayward, right? Phoenix is like, hey, we could use a Gordon Hayward. Or maybe they want a Terry Rozier, right? And they're like, hey, work it out to where you end up landing Terry Rozier, and we'll take Rozier and Nurk, and then you can have Ayton, right? And maybe they throw in another piece or whatever, right? Again, just throwing out names. I'm not saying the money match. I'm not saying anything like that. You could say Sexton, whatever, right? Go get Sexton from Utah and give us Sexton and Nurk, and then there you go. Or Kelly Olynyk or whomever, right? There could be a multitude of different combinations that you could work out, and they need to figure that all out. They need to work through that and talk about all that and find the solution. And Miami's out there talking to all these other teams, probably trying to figure out and negotiate a Tyler Hero trade, right? So you have so many things going on right now that Damian Lillard is kind of now on the back burner. Not saying that he's on the back burner to not be traded. I'm saying he's on the back burner because it's like he's probably going to Miami. So now Miami's trying to figure out, okay, X, Y, and Z team want Tyler Hero. Okay, well, who's willing to give up the most for Tyler Hero that then we can use to go flip to go get Damian Lillard and make this a 3-team deal and whatever. So the whole just Miami's not in talks with Portland right now. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, right? That doesn't mean that Miami isn't going to. And even if they just do a straight up 1-for-1 deal, right? Not saying 1-for-1 like Dame for like Tyler Hero. I'm talking about like just 1-team, 2-team deal, right? You just have an even swap with Portland and Miami. Even if they do that, Miami's package isn't going anywhere. Like it's not like they're all of a sudden out of the blue gonna magically have a player that they didn't have or a draft pick that they didn't have. Like Portland already knows what is the absolute most Miami could give up. So now it's just working out the rest. So that is what we're hearing and that is what we're seeing. And I just wanted to give some explanation, give a little bit of an update, and just hope to clarify for some people. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? When do you think this gets done? How do you think this gets done? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments.